Hi, Squidward. Ready for another
Great day, friend. Today's Sunday, Spongebob.
Forget the crusty crab.
Hey, moron. Why don't you go take the net and get away somebody else's time?
SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge was released for the GBA and Sony PlayStation in November of 2001. This game is so fascinating to me. On its own, it doesn't really compare to the much better Battle for Bikini Bottom, released 2 years later in 2003, but it doesn't have to. To kids in their early 2000s, this game provided a nice, charming, and fun experience, no matter if you're playing the PlayStation version or the GBA version. I definitely recommend this if you're looking for PS1 2D platformers, or if you're tired of Mario and the GBA, because, trust me, there's a lot. But how did this game come to be? Do we know everything, I mean everything, about its development? Well, yes, actually. In 2006, Climax Studios, the developers of Supersponge, closed the office that Supersponge was developed in. They sold off the assets, including 2 discs that contained every single texture, model, sound ever made for Supersponge. 40-something Supersponge builds were leaked. Yep, like 40. Then, in 2019, some GBA builds were leaked. The earliest known build is a GBA build and was compiled on November 28, 2000. The earliest PS1 build we have access to is dated May 2nd, 2001, but there are other PS1 builds known to exist. There's a lot to cover, so let's just jump into the development of SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge. SpongeBob SquarePants Legend of the Lost Spatula was close to completion. In July of 2000, Climax Studios pitched another 2D side-scroller for a home console, the PlayStation 1, and the recently released Game Boy Advance. A pitch demo was created. To this day, we still do not have that original pitch demo that was shown to Nickelodeon. They approved the game. Super Sponge officially entered development in August of 2000. Not much is known about development during the months of August to October. The first build we have access to is a Game Boy Advance build built on November 28th, 2000. That's only 3 months into development. The title screen is just taken from a wallpaper you could download on nick.com, which looked like this. God, this is so old. Guess I won't be able to play nick.com checkers. I can't go onto the T-Nick message boards. Dang it! Anyway, oh my god, this looks so different from the final game. So, this is using 3D models. Yes, these models are something for sure. Actually, these models are from early builds of the PlayStation version. You can see them in use in the September 2000 screenshot. By the way, there's no music at all in this prototype. It's very creepy. Anyway, it's not much. No proper collision has been implemented yet, and the level isn't very long. Yeah, guys, we're only 3 minutes into the video, so, grab some popcorn and sit back and relax. This prototype uses some crazy effects. This is from January of 2001. The next prototype is from April 4th, 2001. This one implements all the stage design to the PS1 version, which were changed in the GBA version to have more original designs. Your attack move doesn't work, and you can't get hurt or die. The levels are split up and end with a spinning Patrick. Interesting. You can press the select button to move across the areas, but besides that, these earlier GBA builds are pretty boring. Anyway, let's move on to the PlayStation version's prototypes, as now we've caught up with the PlayStation 1 prototypes. First, we have the May 2nd, 2001 prototype, so it just takes you right into the game immediately. Let's talk to Squidward.
Hi, Squidward. Ready for another great day, friend? Today's Sunday, Spongebob. Forget the crusty crab. Hey, moron. Why don't you go take your net and get away somebody else's time?
What the fuck? So, yeah, this prototype's voice clips haven't been recorded yet, so they had to make some temporary ones. Here here's one from the beginning of the game.
It's my best friend Patrick's birthday, and a signed photo of his favorite superheroes would be the best thing ever.
It's my best friend Patrick's birthday, and a signed photo of his favourite superheroes would be the best thing ever.
Gary, I just had a great idea about what to get Patrick for his birthday.
Gary, I just had a great idea about what to get Patrick for his birthday.
This build has a different opening FMV. You want to know what it is? It's literally just the show's intro. That's it. Here it is. I can't play it because, copyright, but yeah, here it is. Moving on. The controls are different. These are the controls for this build. Jesus, who set these up? Anyway, wait. I see you. You're questioning this. Why is the karate chop move a standard move in the PS1 version? Well, in early builds of the PS1 builds, well, it was a part of the standard moveset. That's right. And honestly, they had it the first time. I personally would have liked this to be in the final game, but they changed it. The sound driver is always bugging out. This is hell. SpongeBob makes a dolphin noise when he uses his ground pound move. For some weird reason, that's very strange, developers. What are you doing? Also, SpongeBob has a similar damage system to the GBA versions instead of the sonic ring mechanic in the final. Now, I get why the GBA version is so different from the PS1 version. The teams were probably separated and didn't know that the PS1 developers took that mechanic out. It's just a guess though. When you press start, it gives you a whole bunch of cheats for the developers to use. You can set SpongeBob to be invincible, or set what weapon he has. Anyway, here's some changes. Beating 2-2 takes you to 3-1. 4-3 is just straight up not in the game. The water meter for 1-2 is implemented. Pausing select causes the game to lag. The big rocks in 1-3 are now at their correct positions, and backgrounds appear to be more complete. Most objects and characters, besides SpongeBob, use 3D models. In the final, they were converted to 2D sprites. This makes the game look really, really, really weird, in my opinion. I should mention that this is the legal screen. Somebody just whipped this up in Microsoft Paint. Look, I'll recreate this myself. It's a masterpiece. Anyway, a June prototype is pretty much the same, besides for some bug fixes. Let's go back to the GBA prototypes, and we have one compiled on June 6, 2001. And, oh hey, this is starting to look like the final game that was actually released. All the sprites have been finally finalized. Shelly Fields is complete for the most part, and same can be said with Sandy's Tree Dome. Fishhooks Park is a little different, but still getting there to the final game. Keep in mind that the game was completed in September of 2001, so we're getting close to the final game here. The collision for the final seems to have been implemented, but the rocks that correspond to the collision are not there, so SpongeBob just goes on a non-existent hill. Downtown Bikini Bottom has some of its objects implemented, but it's not all the way there yet. After beating Downtown Bikini Bottom, you get sent to a level that's named KB Mad. And oh, this is a level that isn't in the final! And it's very short. Oh. There's more level changes, but for the sake of time, I won't go over them. The game also does this like shake effect when you hit the ground, which doesn't really happen in the final. A July build of both the PlayStation and GBA versions looks similar to the final, and with the August builds, they look almost identical to the final game. Now that we've gone over prototype builds, that was like 10 minutes, jeez. Now let's go over unused findings and little secrets. First, let's talk unused findings. There are multiple song differences. First, the early title screen music is a PlayStation remix of the show's intro theme. This was changed in the final to use the intro video music. Next, there are 2 early versions of the options music, generally the same, except for the drums being used in the earliest version of the music. With the addition of the flute. The flute would stay for longer in another early version of the music. But then would be replaced with a more electronic sounding instrument. The game over music is also different. The save file music is completely different. There are also 2 completely unused tracks that don't go anywhere in the final game. There are also unused animations that we should go over. There's many unused dying animations for some reason, which some of them are actually used in the betas. But there's also just unused general animations. I'll just take some from the cutting room floor. There are many unused voice lines that were recorded but were never used in the game. I'll just play them all here right now.
I love Bikini Bottom. Hey guys, I guess I ripped my pants again. Oops, I guess I ripped my pants again.
Don't worry, buddy. You're doing fine. Merry Christmas! Anyone want to dance? Yikes.
Hold on there, little square dude. I like you, Spongebob. We're tighter than bark on a tree. Why don't y'all borrow my diving hat so your head can stay waterlogged? I I like you, Spongebob. We could be tighter than bark on a tree. You're a funny little dude. Yee-haw!
Are you insane? How'd I ever get surrounded by such loser neighbors? Can we lower the volume, please? Oh boy. SpongeBob!
Give me the patty, SpongeBob. 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 You are gonna hand-deliver the Krabby Patty to me personally. I went to college! Ouch! Ow! Oof! Yeah! Hey! Cal! What? Who? This stinks. You porous freak!
SpongeBob SquarePants. Wait till I get my hands on that porous freak.
Funny enough, there's also unused stuff in these betas. Some of these I'm gonna have to blur out because they do get pretty weird. First, let's go over unused voice lines in betas. Let's first start with early betas.
Meow, 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 meow. You
There are also unused music patterns. Here, have a listen. Okay, so here we are on my Windows PC, and this is being recorded before even the unused stuff has been finalized, so if I say a couple things, it might not be, I might miss a couple things. I might go back and edit some things later, but here we are in the source code of SpongeBob SquarePants Supersponge. Now, there's a lot of these that are like proprietary files that I have no idea how to open. Maybe some people do, but I'm sure once this video goes live, there's gonna be someone who goes really in depth with the SpongeBob SquarePants Supersponge source code. So, I mean, we have 2 discs. These were the two discs that were sold in 2008, 2006, and yeah. So, what we have here is basically asset discs, not actual source code. That name is misleading. It's asset discs that pretty much just contains a bunch of assets that were made for the game. It even contains early levels or some program, some old version of a program that I can't get on Windows 10 here because yes, I am on Windows 10. Oh, excuse me. So, and I might mess up in this video a lot, so just now here we are, and the first thing that I found interesting was this. It's gonna open on my, yeah, okay, let me just bring it over here. Well, Microsoft Edge doesn't want to work, so that's cool. Can I just view it in normal mode? Oh my god, Microsoft Edge is really breaking here. Try okay, we got something here, so sorry about that again. So here we are on, so this is basically just a search result. So they just looked up Sponge space Bob, which is not how you spell SpongeBob, by the way, and SpongeBob is cool. I like SpongeBob SquarePants, cat, dog, Thomas the Tank Engine Trains, Pokemon, being silly, eating, and going to my school. Now, what's interesting is that that's a little bit weird. For UK fans, you probably know what that date is, but I think it says it right here. It says August 25th, 2000. That is like the very beginning of the game. So it's an Excel document. Let's open this in Excel. This doesn't look like Spongebob. Like, look, well done, Rangers. That's all the hostages records. This looks like some like Power Rangers game, because I think this was also being developed at the same time that Supersponge was. Let's take a look at Archive CD4 Final Delivery, which basically, oh god. So the game was officially finished on, well, I'm assuming the game was officially finished on September 27th, 2001. So see if we can run this on Windows 10, because that'd actually be like, run this program and compatibility for Windows 98, Windows 8. Okay, let's run this. I'm just gonna come up with my user account control. Oh my god, wait, it actually opened, but like, please unpack the specified. Well, that's what I expected. I didn't expect it to work. We found some art. No, this is not the art that you're thinking of. I know everyone knows about it. I didn't even feel the need to mention it in this video because I'm pretty sure everyone knows about it. But yes, there is porn in these discs. Myself, I haven't found it yet. It's probably in like some proprietary format that I don't know. But a map test looks like an early screenshot of the game actually. And this looks like a, I know exactly what this is. Thermal tunnels. This is like, you come down here, you get this, although it is modified a bit. You come down and you break these, and then you go up and then you win. So yeah, I know exactly where that's from. That's an early version of that. This is just the show's intro. Looks like it was recorded on VHS, which they did do in the final. Bug AVI. Now this is interesting because these are they're very low quality, but they're actual like, let's go full screen here. They're actual like, they have no sound. They have like this, they have absolutely no sound, but like they it's just showing bugs when they were developing. And this looks like, and you could still kind of play the game even though you're supposed to be dead. Now, I for some reason can't play this on Windows 10. I don't know. It just doesn't work. It plays the audio. Now, what's surprising is that this one actually has audio. But we can see the full thing here on YouTube. So these people, love them. I'm in their Discord server. They're great people. And yeah. Yeah, this one actually has sound. So I mean, it's not, I mean, finished levels. Now these are in a 3D Studio Max format, which no, I can't run on Windows 10. These are actually raw files, and actually look at them are Rugrats FMVs, Climax PSX, intro.avia. This is the I'm probably going to have to turn that down. That's way too loud. Yeah, it's the Supersponge. It actually is in pretty high quality. I should probably upload this. And THQ PSX, this is probably just the THQ logo. Which these are both in the final game. They are both used in the final game, so game reference. Now this is interesting. This is very interesting. Now, you can see SNES, Genesis, NES Emus, and Kirby. Now, these are actually game ROMs, and the Yoshi's Island folder is just a bunch of stuff with Yoshi's Island. It even seems like they were still using these, which actually they recorded on an emulator, which is pretty slick. But they looked like Yoshi's Island was a huge inspiration for this game that they were making. There is a, hold on, let me open up Word real quick. There is a document that is it somewhere, but I can open it up here. It's Introduction to Yoshi's Island, and it's, I mean, look at this. It's like in-depth look at Yoshi's Island and different screenshots and all this stuff, and it's very interesting. I do like this is what I like about this game. It's very interesting. And then let's open these RAR files. There's an emulator in here, a very old one, but let's pull this up here. No, shut up, right over here. Oh yeah, there's just a bunch of. See, you got Sonic, Toy Story, whatever, and that's basically the same thing with the thing. Max Art. Now these are created in 3D Studio Max. And this is where the famous screenshot that I used is actually contained. I should have used this. It's a way lower part. But yeah, it's using that model that was first created for the game. And this is a PlayStation build. So yeah, you can see these are in the GBA builds, the later GBA builds. But it's pretty cool. Running SpongeBob demo under AG dev kit. Oh my god, wait, there's dev kit instructions here? I didn't even know this was here. Octopus Video MR. That is a...
Up to more than 50 feet long, including tentacles. Some of the largest are found in Puget Sound off the coast of Washington State. Basically shy creatures. When alarmed, they squirt a cloud of ink and flee.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Oh, God. Oh, they actually did do their research a lot. Let's always use this to open API files. No audio with that. A lot of these don't have audio. Let me try that with DLC. Alright, we're not gonna look at all these videos. So that was disc 1. That was everything contained on disc 1. And here we are in here. THQ approved. Level design. And chapter 1. And yep, these are all the chapters written and designed and all this stuff. So these are level concepts and everything. We don't need to see them all. Again, if you want to look at them, look at the source code yourself. Assets. These are raw assets for the E3 builds. Which actually, yes, there are E3 builds. That June build that I said that was the same as the May build. Yes, that is a June build. That is a E3 build. I don't know if this was shown at E3. I can't find any evidence of that, but yeah. That looks like a early version of the title screen, which is pretty cool. Shortcut to final screenshots. Okay, that's not final. That is not final at all. Why would they? It's right here. New SpongeBob Supersponge. Like we care. Background resources CD. Oh, jeez. Oh, okay, so I know what this is. I can tell you what this is. This is just a bunch of screenshots from the show. Before the video ends, I'd like to thank some people. Thank you to the cutting room floor for providing all this information. Thank you to the person who has dumped both of these discs. You are really preserving history here. This video was inspired by many Patback videos. I personally love his videos, and his videos inspired me to create this one. He has touched on the topic of Supersponge before, but I wanted to go all in depth with it. Anyway, that's it, everyone. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.